Okay, so we're gonna try this again. Now that I've taken care of what I need to take care of, and maybe I'll see if I might be able to edit these two little videos and make one. We'll see. If you see two videos, I couldn't get it down, but I will at some point. I think I left off with surrounding yourself with good people, something that I don't currently have right now. Last year, I suffered a bit of a breakdown, for lack of a better word. I felt like I was having a nervous breakdown. Most days I still feel like I'm in the midst of that. I was in a very, very dark and broken place. My heart had been broken. My feelings about certain things had changed so substantially that I couldn't even live with the way that I was feeling. And the thought of not being able to get better was just unbearable. I mean, who wants to live and just be a piece of shit? And that's really kind of how I felt at the end of that relationship, like a broken piece of unwanted and unloved shit. So here I am a year later, with people who were supposed to be my besties dropped off, stopped speaking, never picked up the phone again. A family that is not supportive in treatment, therapy, medication, like just kind of not there at all. And I'm kind of here in Sacramento going through this alone, mostly because I'm just determined to try to get better. I don't know if it's actually going to work out. Like I said, this space serves as a place to inform, encourage, and inspire other people. You're not alone, no matter what you're going through. You're not alone. You're feeling crazy, you're not alone. You're angry for whatever reason, you're not alone. You've been abused. If you're struggling in life, if you lost control, if you're going through a midlife crisis, you're just not alone. I suppose that applies to even me, even though that's how I'm feeling. And I don't have any kind of real support here. I don't have a support system or a network or a group of friends. So it's been really difficult for me. I wanted to kind of share a little bit about my background and my history and kind of what I've done to get to this point and what I've been working on the past 15 years to get past certain things, and what I continue to struggle with. I think I mentioned yesterday that I was one of those unwanted pregnancies by a father who was a pastor and a mother who was off to save the world, who was also engaged to somebody else when she got pregnant with me by this person that she didn't want to be with. So, I grew up in a situation where I had two people unhappy with the life that they were living because the whole goddamn thing was set up on a lie, number one. And just being, phony. Everybody was saved in the church. You're not supposed to be fucking nobody any goddamn way. So now you're going to do it. You're going to be an idiot about it. Not going to wrap anything up, pull out. None of that. And so to cover up, they decided to get married. I guess it's the right thing to do. My position since I was a kid has always been, just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you have to give birth. Because giving birth to a child that you don't want is never the right thing to do. No more than pregnant should be an excuse for marriage. Because that's not right. It's not right to you. It's not right to the spouse. It's not right to the child. It's wrong in every way. And so that was something that I grew up with. It was very apparent. When Mary's unhappy, the whole goddamn world around her is also unhappy. Anthony, for as much as he's the pastor, the man of the house, the spiritual leader, took no leadership position in that home in any capacity. And so I lived under the chaos, the mayhem, the anger, the rage that was Mary every day. I have 2 siblings. I'm 6 years older than my sister. I'm 8 years older than my brother. When my parents separated during the time that we were in Freehold, it was pretty much just me in that house. Me with Mary. And most of the time, it was me with Mary. Over the years, we had family members that would come and stay to help with us. They were all living when we were very young. And Mary is just a tyrant, a lunatic, mean and cruel to everyone she comes in contact with. And so they would come and then they would go. They would come and then they would go over the years. By the time my parents separated, it was just me and the 2 kids with Mary. I don't have to say it, but I am. I raised those fucking kids, and I stood in the gap for them and for Anthony, because there's just Mary is quite a bit. And so I lived under that. I lived in Howell Township, New Jersey, Freehold. It was important for her to get as far away from Brooklyn and his family as possible. So we lived out there. I was the first generation of black kids, like in full generation, that went to school with white kids. And I have to tell you, the bullying, whew, I mean, we all go through it. I've heard white kids that went to all black schools and got beat up every day. I went to an all white school and got bullied every day. You know, white people are a little different. They use their words. And I mean, they're hateful and very hurtful. And I was the only one. So I had no support. Most of my life has been that. Being so much older than my siblings, not much there. My parents were at war with each other, and so I just kind of absorbed whatever they didn't want to do. And then, you know, I had the white kids calling me raisinette and nigger. So that wasn't fun. And that went on up until we left Freehold. And then as time went on and we got to Piscataway, Mary just grew worse and worse. The kids were getting older. I was getting older. And, you know, my responsibilities kind of was taking on more and more. I mean, it went from getting them up and getting them ready and dressed and fed in the morning, going to school and bringing them home and all that when I was literally 12, to I just kind of became a secondary parent in every sense of the imagination. I was taking them to school, picking them up from school, taking them to piano practice, to Pop Warner practice, to the games on Sunday. I mean, like, I was doing everything for them while their parents did absolutely nothing. Too selfish to give a damn about their kids. And so it has been a hard way for me personally. I think the last traumatic thing that happened in Piscataway, this was one of many. It wasn't the first time the cops showed up, but it was the last time. And they took Mary out in her pajamas. There were like 15 cop cars outside. Took her out in her pajamas, barefoot, pajamas all ripped up because she started having a fist fight and gotten into it with the cops. They arrested her. I mean, by the time my aunt and my father got down to the jail to get her dumb ass, they had already booked her. Fucking idiot. And of course, as always, I had the kids. And I think after that, the universe just said enough. And not too much longer after that, because again, selfish and immature and don't give a damn about anybody except what they want to do and what they don't want to do, and nobody's going to pay this, no one's going to do that. We lost the house. Mary wouldn't pay, he wouldn't pay. I'm going back and forth between the two of them. Mary wants me to sign papers to use my credit. He got me going back and forth downtown in New Brunswick trying to file papers to offset things. It was just ridiculous. Two idiots. Selfish. But fast forward, we lose the house. I get out. I'm on my own, and I realize I got some work to do. I started going to church. I was about 30 years old, and everything that I knew was true about this family, their lives, their phony, their nonsense, was right. And it was in that time that I became very angry. And I started seeking help. I started seeking out therapy. Like, I'm more messed up than I even realized. And I started doing Christian therapy and yoga and meditation and working out and, oh God, getting my charts read and going to psychics and hypnosis. I mean, I was trying everything because I had a lot of stuff going on with me. And I didn't know it at the time because, you know, the devil is a lie. And mental illness is not something that we embrace, I guess, just in the Christian community. You know, God gave us a sound mind. Jesus can heal all things. Well, you know, maybe, but there's really, I'm sure he can. But I started my own personal therapy, and I just want to forewarn anyone, therapy is a great thing. When you realize that you need help and you are really actively and aggressively going about trying to get help, I encourage you, do not do what I do. Do not try to do that on alone and on your own. I would seek a good team of people, a medical mental illness provider. I would seek a spiritual, not a religious leader, a spiritual guide. And I would just try to get a network of people. I would seek out healers if you can find them. I did Reiki for a while, and it was helpful. But with each step, with each thing that I had to deal with, and as I was going through this process, it was just making me more and more and more angry. And I could not understand why, but because I was coming to truth, and because I was growing, and I knew I didn't want to be in this place anymore, and I was becoming uncomfortable in this shell, in this skin that I was in, and I was just really frustrated. Which is why you need a good support system, because that's a hard thing to go through, and it just feels like you're losing your mind. In addition to everything else that you're going through, whether it's depression or PTSD or anxiety or whatever it is, you still have that piece of it. And then the, you know, everyday life, just getting through the day with the jerks at work and whatever else is going on, bills. And so it's just not an easy process. I'm proud of the work that I put in. I was heartbroken by the work that I put in, because all of those years, over 10 years of work and therapy and help, I grew a great deal, and I thought that I had gotten to a place, hence my great relationship. But when that shit ended on me, it broke me in a million pieces, because what the fuck did I just do for 10 years that I'm still in the same place? And so, a year later, after that, I still kind of feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Because I'm still in the same place. I'm still upset. I'm still angry. I'm still trying to sort this thing out. I don't know what EMDR is. I don't feel like I'm progressing. And I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. I am doing everything that I can. I am bearing all of these burdens mentally, emotionally, psychologically. I'm trying to come up with a plan for my life, do this DoorDash, pay $75 a night to stay in the Airbnb, keep this damn car. I mean, it's just crazy. And I know that I'm not the only one with issues. I know that there are people that are carrying children and spouses and parents and all of that, but you know, my problem is my problem, so it feels immense to me, and I know that I'm not alone in feeling that way. So with each day, I'm just going to try to sort this and chronicle my progress and give myself a place to just get it out. And see how this goes. I cannot stay in this place anymore. I cannot do this anymore. I'm either gonna have to really find a way to move forward, or I'm just not. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me rant and rave for almost 20 minutes about what I'm going through. Please feel free, if you see this, to comment. I'm sure some things will be encouraging, some things probably not so much. It is what it is. And if you're out there, stay in contact with me. You comment and I'll comment back, and we can create our own little network of support. Because, God damn it, we all need it. And the way the world is going, we're going to need each other even more. So stay safe, stay well, and let's all try to stay just upbeat and positive.